You're such an asshole.
I'm so honored to have a huge celebrity like you on my humble show. This is amazing. Thank you so much. I know you're recovering from tax season, but this is quite the honor.
Well, I'd hate to miss a chance to show my bedhead, on your channel. So
Yeah,
here we
did you
are.
just get up?
Yeah.
What? Wait a minute. What time is it? It's like 10:40 over there.
Well, no, I got up at 10, but I was out at one of my favorite bars here, just kind of socializing, as they
Mm.
say.
Was
So,
it? Is it one of also my favorite bars that is of an Irish name?
no, this is
Oh,
one I actually regret not taking you to uh, when you were here. But yeah, I hadn't been there. And I hadn't spent much time there lately, so I was like, yeah, there's a sports ball game on that people are watching. A bunch of people were there. It was fun.
oh, good, good. I wish I could sleep into like 10:30 nowadays. I really do. It's been a while.
Just don't ask when I went to bed. That's all I gotta say.
I won't. Well, at least did you have fun?
Oh yeah, yeah,
All
lots of
right,
fun.
good, good. Did the right sports bowl team win?
No, but actually, that the sport, as you like to say, the sports ball is merely an excuse to get together at the
Mhm.
bar. So it's like it's weird. Us guys need that. I don't know.
I don't know if you do. Maybe it's because guys can't admit that they might like each other, not in that way, but like, oh, I enjoy having my friends around. So you have to have this plausible deniability. F you, I'm not here for you. I'm here for the game because like cigar lounges are the same thing. You go there to pick on each other. The cigar is almost a formality
Yeah.
or a process. But
Well, a couple of these guys have wives, so I think it's more like, oh, we're gonna watch X game over at the bar. Somehow that's better for them. I don't
right,
know.
as opposed to translating the truth, like I want to get away from you, freaking nagging ass, and
That's all
I
they talked about.
I I didn't believe it, like, because you're the old men in our life, whether it was your dad or not. You're like, why? I said, it's just like, nope, nope. Now I know it's all universal. It's all universal. It's you'll all get old like us, and you realize, oh yeah, I see what you were talking about. Yeah, yeah. So we got a request, and later on this afternoon, I'll be on your show, right? We're doing the Elkins
Well,
accounting
it's in
hour
the evening.
evening,
I
right?
guess after no, evening where you are too.
Yeah, dude, that Florida time zone difference between Florida and Vegas effed me. There were two things that effed me up. It was like the extreme time zone difference where I'm about to go to bed and the GF is just like, man, I'm having lunch. It's maybe not that extreme. But then I didn't have my keys with me because I didn't. Why risk losing your keys in Miami? So I didn't bring my keys. I kept patting my right pocket down to see oh my god, my keys. Oh wait, yeah, I don't have them. And if it really never felt so naked in my life without my keys.
Oh man. Well, sounded like you had a lot of fun there.
I did. I meandered a lot. Got a lot of cardio in because there's no gym that I go to down there.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot of running and cardio. But all right, so we got this request. This is a common one with all you accounting people. Hi, Aaron. I've messaged you before on advice from accounting and how I have an associate's degree in accounting. I'm still working on my bachelor's degree with 7 more classes left to go. As I'm finishing up, there's this article on how PricewaterhouseCoopers, one of the big 4 accounting firms, is now looking into investing in AI as a replacement for the shortage of accountants. Here's the link if you're interested. My questions are that once I finish my degree, could I just focus on using and learning AI and go for the enrolled agent route instead? If the AI chat GPT software is what they want, and if the average CPA just wants to gatekeep someone like me from ever having the experience in their field, what's the point in even attempting to become a CPA? They're always looking for this is the stand, Andrew Yang, the,
Yeah.
the the pussy Asian dude who has rich
Yeah.
parents, and he's like, oh, everyone should have rich parents like me, and everyone's like, he's so smart. It's like, no, he's not. This I'm pissed off with this question because it's like, okay, then lie down and die. All right, then don't do anything. But we'll get to the
CPAs are, well, just real quick. CPAs are not gatekeeping him or whoever. So,
right. The CPA societies might be,
yeah, they are making it hard,
yeah,
but don't blame us. Like
yeah,
we need you.
yeah. What's the point in even attempting to become a CPA? I would prefer the answer be through email instead of a video response. And I asked if I could get you in on this. And yeah, sure, go ahead. And I'm sure other people have a worry about AI taking their jobs. So let's go through his questions real one at a time. Could I just focus on using and learning AI and go for the enrolled agent route instead? I think those are two separate questions, correct?
Very separate questions.
Can I go to the museum while having chocolate ice cream?
Yeah, can I yeah, I can't even think of one right. I don't understand. Well, first of all, he's mentioning the enrolled agent, but he didn't actually say what he wanted to do, did he? He's just like, "Well, I'm sitting in my accounting courses." I mean, did he say anything about actually wanting to do tax? Or
No, I think he's an associate. Maybe he's still got to figure out what he wants to do within the
Mhm.
accounting field. But his first question, and it sounds like a young guy who just throws shit up against the wall because
Yeah.
they don't know the questions to ask. I
Yeah.
mean, it's annoying for us, but I understand that position because we were all there. So first, can accountants use AI to assist in their career?
I mean, sure. It's not gonna like well, I get this question a lot too, and people email me from your show and my show, and they're like, "I want to do accounting, but is AI going to make all the jobs obsolete?"
Hmm.
And I just give them a resounding no. I mean, if you are going to have to like worry about being that lower level, and I'm sorry, I'm going to call it, lower level. I
Right.
don't mean bookkeeping. I just mean like, processing, accounts payable, accounts receivable, and all that. Then yeah, I think AI could actually potentially take those jobs, like make them a little bit more obsolete.
Right. Those $33,000 a year
Yeah,
jobs.
yeah,
Yeah.
like the really entry level stuff that you frankly don't even need a degree for. Like I could
Right.
see that. I remember this one of the first videos I made on your channel. This is like back in 2016. Somebody asked me this. It's like, and it was a video I did. I'm like, oh, and I got into this big argument with somebody in the comments, which you said not to do. So
Never argue. Never argue with people in the comments. Absolutely not.
he can use AI, as resources. I mean, sure, but I
Well,
don't know. Is this?
I think the question is on par with the stupidity of, can I use computers to help with accounting?
Yeah, like I maybe I just don't understand the question because I'm not sure what I'm trying to answer here about
Right.
AI.
Well, I would assume you can. Now, I'm no expert on AI, but I know like these AI guys are using AI to create webcam girls. Almost very realistic ones. So it's like, yeah, but from the way people were explaining it, it's a tool. It'll help you if you want. Now, I don't know how exactly you get. Have you ever used Chat GPT? Because I am not familiar with how it works. Like you can ask it questions, but then you can help it make a girl with big kazooms. I
I I as a
Any idea?
test, yeah, I did. I asked it a couple of generic accounting questions, and I mean, it was no better than Google in that
Mhm.
regard. But I mean, I'm not a regular user of it. People just keep talking about using it, and I'm kind of like, ugh.
Well, there's like a life coach, Rocky.ai, I think is the website.
Hmm.
There's a life coach AI now where you just ask it questions and it's kind of like, well, yeah, it'll spit back regular answers. I don't know if it's going to be tailored to you or have the human psyche by which to motivate you, but yeah, I'm going to assume you can use AI to help you with accounting.
Yes, you can
Yeah.
use AI to help you with accounting, whether it's research. There's no harm in using AI to ask you about tax law. I mean, you're not going to have to really do that, but yeah, there's no harm in doing that.
Right.
So,
Okay. All right. So he can use AI. I don't know
yes.
if it will put you. I mean, it's not going to hurt your resume. Like, oh, I'm an expert in this particular sub function of ChatGPT that is dedicated to accounting. So that might help. Yeah. But the way I've heard it from pretty much every profession out there is that it helps supplement your field and profession.
Yes.
It's
Right
not going to
now, that's what
replace
it
it.
does. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. And go for the enrolled agent route instead. So should he go into enrolled agent?
As you've heard me say on many of shows on my own channel, if you want to get into the tax industry and be a tax professional, then yes, absolutely go for the EA. I mean,
Mm.
I'm getting emails left and right. Just yesterday, someone from your channel who came to my channel, I did a consultation with him because he got his EA and he's opening up his own practice. So I just sat there and answered his questions.
Do you need a degree to get an EA?
No.
Right, because wasn't one of you've had two fans on your show now get their EAs, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, you don't need a degree for it. Actually, 3 if you count Nick Schumacher, the guy doing overseas tax stuff.
Yeah, but
So
he's a CPA too.
Nick, no, he's just an EA.
He's not? Oh, I
Yeah.
thought he was a CPA. Okay. Well, okay, so yeah, you could become an enrolled agent. So the question is, do you want to do taxes, right?
That's the question. And that's why when you read that, I was like, I don't think I heard the word tax in there at all. But he's already talking about EA. So
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. Look, buddy, we can't tell you what field of accounting to go into. You got to figure that out on your own. But the great thing, one of the reasons that you and I promote accounting as a career is because of how little formal education you need to start making money.
right.
Like he has an associate's and he's going for his bachelor's degree, which I'm for because it'll open up other doors. But especially with that QuickBooks certification,
Yeah.
immediately you could, without any college education, if you get certified in that and you know what you're doing, you could start being a bookkeeper. Not the highest paying, not the most highly ranked, but you're not some schmuck with $40,000 in debt sending resumes off to PricewaterhouseCoopers and Library. You're
Right.
working already. The other thing with the flexibility, you could do it online. Third thing with the flexibility is you could open up your own darn practice as a bookkeeper. So like with little investment and effort, you got 3 things people are looking for in a career, like remote employment, the prospect of being self-employed, and employment unto itself.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
All right. Then if he wanted to go for additional certification, without college education, he could sit for the 3 exams for the enrolled agent, right? You don't need a degree to sit for
Nope.
that. No. The
Nope.
question is, do you want to do taxes?
That's why I don't really understand, frankly, this entire email that you got.
Well,
But
again, they're younger and this is what happens when you don't have dads. This is what happens when you don't have dads. I'm just going to point that out again. This is the little lost generation. You don't know how to ask the questions because you don't know the questions asked. So again, I am sympathetic towards them, but buddy, you got to figure out what you want to do within accounting. So yes, you can use AI. We're agreeing on that, right?
yes, you can use AI. It's a tool. It's not going to replace everything like some panicky people will occasionally reach out to me about.
Right.
I
All
thought
right.
maybe
And
that's what this was.
he can become an enrolled agent, right?
Yeah, you can do that, in a few months.
Right. Okay. With hard studying, but you could do it.
Yeah,
All
absolutely.
right. So we're knocking out I should just title it myths of accounting careers or myths of AI in accounting. Okay. And here's what's confused. Could I just focus on learning AI? Could I just focus on learning AI and go for the enrolled agent route instead? What do you mean instead?
Yeah, that's where I was confused. It's not a
It's not
I
a mutually exclusive choice. Like I can either drink this or drink that. You could drink both.
yeah. Should I eat pizza or should I have a Diet Coke instead? I mean, I don't
If the AI, here's the next question. If the AI chat GPT software is what they want, and if the average CPA just wants to gatekeep someone like me from ever having experience in their fields, what's the point in even attempting to become a CPA?
I didn't get that part at all. What does he mean the average CPA is trying to gatekeep him from getting
Okay, here's where I think this is just the media, because it's sexy to say the robots and AI are coming for our jobs. Oh no, no one work. And so I think it's part the media fanning the flames of fear, but it's also finding a very receptive audience and ear because people don't want to work. And dude, how many times have I seen, well, AI is just going to take all our jobs, and immediately they don't even make the logical circle. They just go, so we need UBI. And more in my
Right.
sphere, it's like, well, then why try? And that's what I get here. It's like, okay, so first, is AI going to eliminate the need for accountants?
No, despite people trying to argue otherwise, oftentimes with me, no, I will stand by that. No, the answer is no.
All right. Why is AI not going to eliminate the accounting career and profession?
Because there's too much judgment involved with it. There's subjectivity. The common retort that people give me is like, well, AI can make that type of call every time. Obviously my expertise is tax, but there's just too many different ways you can do things. Like, even if AI was able to do, a complex tax return, I guarantee you a human could go in there and do something better. So AI may be able to do it correctly, but a human can do it better,
Right.
more
And
optimally.
they've already automated, like, may I point out, a predecessor to AI or a prototype of AI, TurboTax. When TurboTax came out, did all the accountants get fired?
No, if anything, like, it helped us because people screwed up so much, which is what the AIs are going to do. So they got all these notices. Not everybody does it the way I do it, but the way I had been doing it really until recently was, yeah, I was busy February, March, April, and September and October. The rest of the year, I was just having people contact me. Hey, I got a notice from the IRS after I self-prepared on TurboTax. They're saying I owe $5,000. Help! And I'm like, all right, well, that'll be $500.
And that's a software that's had what, quarter century to be refined and fine-tuned, and people still don't use it right.
People still don't use it right, and they don't take suggestions from us. I told you how I consulted with them in 2016, for a few months, and I'm like, you need to change this, this, and this, particularly with rental properties, and they didn't make any of the changes that I recommended.
All right, so that's on the tax side. I mean, we could
Yeah.
also say because they're just going to make the tax code more complicated.
Yeah,
They're never going to get rid of the income tax.
right.
Because Democrats just have a hate boner for people that are successful and work hard and maybe make more than. No, it's true. The income tax is stupid. I think it's absolutely, but it's going to be here forever. So, I mean, that provides a consequential benefit for tax accountants. What about like regular accounting, like just bookkeeping? And like, I'd imagine, unless it's very basic, like payable, receivable, and even then someone's not going to pay, so now I've got to go to 30, 60, 90 day and all that. There's just too many individual humans, especially from strategic planning, coming from the CFO or the COO. I can't imagine bookkeeping is going to be outsourced either.
I don't think so. I mean, even if it did, and a couple of people are even mentioning this in the chat right now, you're going to have a human that either checks it over or supervises it. Because remember, like, not Fortune 500 companies, publicly traded companies are relying on accurate financial statements. None of them are going to trust like a robot to do those without a human being there to really make sure it's correct. That's just the way I see it, but maybe I'm missing something.
Now let's talk about the CPAs protecting their little guild in fiefdom. It's not the CPAs, I know that, but I think, he's not wrong here, where the CPA Society or the accounting standards boards have been getting stupid with the amount of education that you need to sit for the CPA.
That I can't disagree about. Yeah.
Right.
But
how? Okay, go on. Sorry.
I was just going to say, I probably sent you this. A lot of states are starting to back down from the 150 to the 120. Like, there's been nothing official, but a lot of them are just kind of like, look, this is a bad shortage and 150 is stupid to begin with. So I think this is actually going to get rolled back in the next few years.
And forget what the gatekeepers to the CPA, that's not a gatekeeper to accounting. Forget what the gatekeepers to the CPA are doing. Aren't the big four desperate? There's a shortage of accountants all over regardless.
Yeah.
And so now I even recall seeing an article where the big four are willing to hire finance majors or business majors. They're also like hiring high school kids now, I guess, and training them in. Like, the demand for accounting is out there, whether you have your CPA or not.
They're trying to put people on the path, the track, whether it's in high school or whatever, to take these jobs because of the shortage. The problem is, and I am going to criticize even the big four for this, you have to up the pay. It's like these fuckers, they try to like get people to work these crazy busy season hours in tax or audit, but they won't up the pay. It's ridiculous. Up the damn pay if you want people to do this.
But Chad, it's Ernst & Young. I want to put EY on. Isn't that worth $50,000 a year?
I haven't had to update my resume in something like 8 years, but I still left my EY. I left that off my resume. I was like, because I was like, this is stupid. I was just there for 6 months and they sucked. So
I haven't updated. God, it's been 12 years since I had a real job.
I love that.
I don't. I'm trying to remember the last time I had to talk to an HR girl about stupid questions. It's been quite some time.
I have to talk to HR people every now and then. That's because they're the spouses of some of my, clients that have their own businesses. And man, It's just like, ugh.
So What we could even say is he doesn't necessarily have to get a CPA, right? And I think we've concluded that before in the past with other clients.
Yeah,
You don't need to get your CPA to make good money in accounting.
correct.
Right. And maybe wait or go to, what did we figure it out? It was Guam that had the lowest CPA seat. Yeah, like, but you could test in Tennessee for the Guam CPA, and then through reciprocity, you could get recognized as a CPA. Wasn't that what we figured out?
It was Guam. Was it? Yeah, it wasn't Puerto Rico, was it? I'll have to go back
No,
and
I
look
don't
at
think it was
that.
Puerto Rico. No.
Just yesterday. So, I don't think he'd mind me saying it. So, Thomas Landrum, does that name ring a
Yeah,
bell
Tom.
from
Yeah,
anything?
sure. No, yeah.
That was who I was consulting with yesterday. It was actually me trying to talk him out of pursuing the CPA because he doesn't need it. I'm
Right.
like, I don't think you should really go this track because he's already got everything set up so well to have his own, accounting practice. I'm like, I
I'm
don't know.
glad to hear that. I'm glad he's
Yeah.
doing well. Yeah, no, that's it. And another thing, I mean, this has really nothing to do with the accounting profession, but this rule kind of applies. Guys, look, unless you were going to like start a family and have 5 kids, one of the great things about being a bachelor or a bachelorette is you don't need that much money. And you can, if you put it together, you can make 6 figures as a bookkeeper, certainly as an enrolled agent. Right. It might take a little while to get there. Or, a truck driver, I got to get a doctorate and a master's and a CPA. Like, no, you don't have. I mean, as long as you don't have expensive tastes, you can, a single guy can get by very easily on $75,000 a year.
Less.
Or less. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
but I'm just pointing out that, okay, you'll make more money, but what is that extra money going to get you above the handsome salary you already make? But now you got to slave away for 2 years in an MBA program or Master's of Accountancy program. And then you got to study for that horrendous CPA exam, which is no
Yeah.
joke. Like, and Chad, are there millions of young men and women? Are the Zoomers attacking STEM and accounting degrees with force and ferocity? Or are we going to see another shortage in the next 10 to 15 years?
This is just circling a little bit back to AI. This is why I'm not worried about AI because like they're going to be begging for people to like take these positions that I mean the boomers are still getting cleared out. They're holding on for dear life and it's like once we get their old asses out,
Well, is that going to create even more of a shortage? We're going to have to promote people to there, and then there's going to be like a gap in the middle management, and there ain't going to be anyone in the lower ranks to promote to lower management.
I actually envision something like that happening, and I'll be sitting back and laughing while it does happen because I mean,
What would be great is if the Big Four starts reaching out to contractors, like, we need people to do this job for us. We can't. And then like, like the Big Four reaches out to you, you're like, F you, $500 an hour. Get the F out of here. Oh, do you have diversity and inclusion that you make everyone take? That's $750 an hour, MRFers.
I'm getting like all kinds of emails from recruiters. I don't know if they're finding me on LinkedIn or I don't know, but they're always like, they have this horrible way of making an assumption that I'm looking for a job with some shitty company here in the area. Oh, we're looking for an accounting manager. We're looking for a senior accountant, and the pay is never commensurate with like what I'm making now. It's just ridiculous the amount of shortage that there is in the industry.
We could almost safely say that he should, like, okay, fine, go get your experience and all that, but aim for being self-employed.
Yes.
Because you're not doing none of this, like your salary. Now we're going to work you 60, 70 hours a week. It's just like, nah, dude, I'm making my money. I made my 47,000. Now I'm going home.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, so I've hit 6 figures for the year, as you can imagine, because that's all I did was work, for the last 3 months. I would gladly not do a single other tax return and just be fine with what I've already made. But I mean, there were extensions, but yeah, I think everybody should do this.
You're like a teacher. You got 9 months off. Oh wait, I'm sorry. They got 3 months off. I forgot.
Plus, at least I actually do real work.
And you do real work, right? You're actually a contributor to society. So,
did we answer his question?
Yeah, we answer the questions. It's just it's like, guys. The larger philosophical point I get is like, you're going to have to do something. And everyone's like, oh, everyone comes up with an excuse, or they'll find an article. Oh, it says this isn't going to work. Oh my God, I'm going to give up. I'm like, well, what's your other option? Go and do nothing or major in journalism? Like this AI threat. I mean, it might take away some, like, I guess they're taking away some of the AR jobs.
Yeah.
But that's mindless. That's dumb. HR can be replaced because it's not a skill.
Right.
But the rest of this, guys, it's still hang on. Let me just look what enrolled agent BLS. I just want to see what accountants make. Tax examiners and tax preparers, 57,000 a year. Oh no,
Well,
those are revenue agents.
Yeah, you might have to specify, like, is it a CPA? Is it a public accounting person?
I'm just going to do accountant BLS. Let's do boring old accountant.
It's what we
All
are.
right. $77,000 a year, guys. Median pay. Now let's look up journalist.
Journalist.
48,000. Guys, it just could do it, man. Jesus. What?
Now, they may have to work some hours for that 77K, but then again, be self-employed, guys. Get the experience that you need, and then just be the captain of your own ship.
Yeah, that's me. All right, you want to do some super chats, and then we'll let you go, and you can go continue on your luxurious lifestyle.
Oh yeah, I got to shower and go to a doctor's appointment. I'm excited about
fun.
today.
God,
Yeah, let's do it.
God dang it, Chad! Everyone's tossing their money in here.
Save it for tonight, guys, so then Clary can feel better when I have to split it.
It is
Yeah.
sad. I have to. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. John Watts. Oh yeah, you read this. You do the job. You do the work.
$9.99 from John Watts. Hey Vlad, I'm looking to get a part-time job to supplement my full-time after I finish my CPA license this summer. Well, good for you. Any advice or suggestions? Keeping my full-time as it's 100% remote. Well, you want to get a part. It's pretty much, do you want to do bookkeeping or do you want to do tax? Because those are the two easiest ones to get a side job with. You're getting your CPA license, which means you've got experience because you can't get the license without experience. So I would say if you're going to go into tax, definitely do that. Start up a tax practice, get some clients. If you're in the audit side or whatever, bookkeeping is probably the way to go, I think.
Okay.
Thomas Rao, $4.99. Can you explain the benefits of an S corp for a master race 1099er? Usually have about 35K of deductions. Is it worth all the paperwork and hassle? Clary, would you like an opportunity to field that?
What?
Or?
Don't I need to know what his income is to kind of?
Yeah.
Because what did you say? It's like once the revenue or your gross sales or sales is over 70,000 or 75,000.
There's no set limit. Like every account will kind of give you a different answer. For me, it's once you've hit about 100K in gross, depending on what your deductions are. Even with 35K of deductions, and 100K of gross, I would still elect S corp status because you're getting crushed with the self-employment taxes. And
okay. All right.
Yeah.
But we need more information to thoroughly answer that question, right?
Well, let me give a very general answer. If you are making six figures and you're self-employed, you really need to consider S corp status. So
okay, that's a better way to put it there. Then.
Yeah. Causal Kraken for $5. Quitting my 90K job next month. Spend the next 5 months studying for the EA in bookkeeping.
There's my boy there, right there. That's the stuff. Starting
my own business. Tired of corporate USA. Thank you. Yeah, well, thanks, Causal Kraken. If you must really hate the job if you're just gonna get out of there and go this track, but I think that's the right thing to do. Start up yeah.
Did you ever have a corporate job that was? I know no one enjoys their job because that's the nature of work. But did you ever have one that was tolerable or fair, where you're like, yes, that was a good job?
The only time I kind of did was like, you remember how I would occasionally take summer contracting gigs just to remind myself why I'm doing this? I mean, I haven't done it since 2016. I worked for cars.com downtown, and I actually kind of enjoyed that. But that was because they had nothing over me. Like I didn't have to go to the HR bullshit. I didn't have to do any of that stuff because I was just a contractor.
Well, it sounds like they also just, I don't know, maybe want to sell cars online. Did they have a diversity and inclusion department at cars.com, or is it just an office with Bob and Frank running the website?
The accounting department was great. It was just like 6 of us and nobody wanted to go near us because everyone was all like, sell, all that crap. And we were just kind of like, all right, we'll do the month end close.
That the day is coming that the big time corporate employers are gone. Like you're not going to want to go there. You just like cars.com. That sounds like the company, like a medium sized company.
Yeah.
With no bloat. It just that's where you want to be at.
Wisco Nomad for $1.99. Woman who is an accountant is a green flag, not HR. I just got to be straight with y'all, and I've said this before. I
Hmm.
just anytime I come across a female CPA, I'm just being honest. She's just not a looker.
Well,
um,
yeah,
yeah, I mean
there's nothing
that's
wrong
how.
with that. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it, and yeah, sure, it's a green flag, but I don't know. It's not like your GF Clary, who is a good-looking accountant. So
Right, but I mean, does something happen if they get their CPA? Like they were good looking, and then there's just like blammo, a magic curse, and now they're
I'm just
ugly, or
telling
what?
you my observations. I don't know what it is, but it's not anything. It's not a bias against me. I've just like the female CPAs I've met, they just have never really done it for me.
I've kind of surprised because the accountants that I ran into, female period, I never interrogated them whether a CPA or not. They were some of the better looking ones, and I cannot. There's like two groups. There's accountants and nurses that I recommend for like women to like start give that's like that's a green flag to me because like okay, that's a real job.
Yeah.
You can't be a total dummy. So I mean, it beats any liberal arts major or social science major. But I've never. Next time I'm gonna have to ask, like, a girl says an accountant, and I'll look at her face. I'm like, "Are you a CPA?" And I'll
Well, let me
jot
also
down.
I should clarify real quick. Like it's also remember I have a bias towards tax because that's when I was in public accounting, it was all
Mm,
tax. The very good looking accounting girls were all in audit. So I
audit.
wasn't actually
Yeah.
exposed to them.
Are there
Yeah.
CPA girls in audit, or are they just accountants?
Both. I mean, there's
Both. Okay.
CPAs. They
All
get
right.
their CPA, and they were the good looking ones. Hat and clogs for $20. Chad, Cappy is such a nice guy. Got to go. Let's meet soon. Cheers. Also, Cappy, when we hiking?
Well, when I'm down in Tucson, Europe here.
Soon.
So I'm counting. It's only like 22 days until I fly back to South Dakota.
Wow. Well, you got
Yeah,
some fun stuff to do in between
we
then.
do, and I got to go visit some friends down in Phoenix. We got to get some golfing in. It's dude. I just got back from Miami on Fresh and Fit, and I'm just like, you ever want to just sit and do nothing?
Yeah, that's what I've been
Like,
doing for the last week.
yeah, I just kind of like, gee whiz, well, we got to pack it in now. This is technically the first spring I've spent down in Vegas, and it's
Mhm.
beautiful. But I just kind of like, can I just sit and look
The
at that
thing is, I
tree?
don't think you like to sit and do nothing.
I can. You have to after a while, and because you'll burn out. And I know I
Mhm.
have to, but like after this, I got a consultation. Then I go to the gym. Then I come back. Then we got the show. Da 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 da. And it kind
Yeah.
of it's getting to the point like, yeah, maybe 4 or 5 days of doing nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing
Like not
would be
even
pretty good.
hiking, just like nothing. Wow.
Yeah, like I'm sure someone more like a neurologist or somebody medically inclined would know more than me, but you can't just constantly go either physically for fun, doesn't matter, any expenditure of calories of energy, working and expending your brain all the time. Like Rolo, I don't know the last time the dude took off and unplugged. Myron, I don't know the last time the guy took off and unplugged. And I'm kind of, that's pot calling the kettle black, but there's days where it's like, no, I need to sit and do absolutely nothing. Kind of like you do with your 2 weeks of decompression after tax season.
Still working on that.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that Hat gave you $20 so I could his 43-cent super chats when he's on my show. I really
Pat,
appreciate
come
that.
back to my stream tonight so we can make Clary feel better about that.
Yeah, go ahead, do that. Yep. Yep.
Wisco Nomad for $1.99. Women in quote marketing or human resources equal red flag. Yeah,
Yeah, generally. I
yeah.
I look, anyone with a worthless degree is red flag. They're work avoidant. That's it. It doesn't.
You can imagine that like practically everybody who was a marketing concentrator in my MBA program were the women, and I took one of those classes and it was just worthless.
It's math avoidance and work avoidance.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it is. And that means they're lower quality people and they want something for nothing. That just avoid those people. There you go. End of discussion.
Agreed. Chase Robideau for $9.99. The way I look at it is until the entire industry is automated, there will be jobs. I just don't think it's possible for them to completely automate it. It just
Mm.
won't happen.
Well, because humans keep making new rules and laws.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it's state and sometimes local laws too
right.
that affect the tax code. Yeah. I don't worry, guys. The Democrats, look, Chad is employed by Democrats. I'm employed by Democrats, because if the Democrats ever got their heads out of their ass and said, hey, this is a very this isn't benefiting anyone, we should be popular and eliminate that income tax, replace it with a sales tax, and then bump up money spent on poverty and all that, Chad would be out of the job then. And if the Democrats ever said, hey, we really need fathers in the household and we should, raise kids to work hard and all that, but they're never going to do it because it goes against their entire existence. So me and Chad are employed by Democrats.
Yes.
And so we need the Democrats to keep effing up people's lives so they come to us to patch them back together. Very important.
And I am on record saying I would be fine with the sales tax because there's plenty other stuff that I can do. So
if the Democrats ever decided that dads are necessary and we need to work, like they grew up and became adults, I would go become a cop or just a security guard, or maybe I'd just retire. Maybe I don't know. I'd write fiction books. I'd go because there would be no call for me. But thank God we're going to have all those broken family and homes. Thank God.
Oh yeah, you're never going to be out of a job.
I'm never going to be out. Nope.
My truth for $10. I've considering causal Kraken approach, but I suspect a two-prong approach of working my 80K cush job while I work on an EA is probably the better plan. Your guys' thoughts? Yeah, you like the two-prong approach.
Well, see, here's another thing. I get these emails, so I make, 80K and it's really easy. What else should I do? Like nothing. Just freaking enjoy it. You won. You stop running the race. You passed the finish line. Just make the money, maybe work on something else while you're at work if it's cush. Should I give up this job and go for something more challenging? No. I do like his approach. Going for the EA would be an entrepreneurial endeavor.
Yeah.
Where you could do it on the side. So yes, I would go for your CPA, but for God's, don't give up your $80,000 a year cushy job. No.
If it's really that cushy, yeah, just kind of enjoy it.
Yeah. I had lots of cushy jobs in banking that like work 2 hours a day and then I go work on other stuff. My bosses were idiots.
Wisco Nomad for $1.99. They took our gerbs.
I think that's it.
No, there's some more.
There's more.
Yeah.
Damn money.
Nate Mid for $5. Hey Chad, any tips for a guy who's starting to learn accounting? I mean, it's a pretty general question. Just practice. As long as accounting is not very hard. If you're really paying attention in the intro classes, intro to financial accounting, like Claire, you know what a T account is, right?
Yeah, the little T ledger there. Yeah.
Yeah. That's really it. I mean,
I remember, I wish I saved the workbook, but I tutored someone to do accounting, and it was a good refresher on the accounting cycle. And there's just this workbook. It wasn't more than 50 pages. And just going through that as an adult, I was like, oh, this obviously, and it really helped me understand the foundations of accounting, which then like, oh yeah, I could see now I could do bookkeeping if I wanted to, and transfer and balance out the balance sheet, balance from the income statement to the balance sheet. I could even do the cash flow statement back then, which is, but I'd
just
recommend
practice.
finding that workbook if you can find it.
Just practice and pay attention. That's all I got to do. Causal Kraken for $5. Tired of picking up body parts. I have 150K in the bank, paid off house, in my 20s, work 80 to 100 hours this year at HR. And my corporate job. First EA test done. Well, good, man. You got plenty saved. If you want to just focus on that, get rid of the job.
Yeah, get rid of. Yeah, I would never go back to corporate America. Absolutely not.
Not me neither, man. I'd rather just make 30,000 a year doing my own thing if I had to. Causal Kraken for $2. Meant H&R block, 2 jobs and 80 and 100 hours for 5 years. Okay, so I see what you're saying. So you can
scale back now, dude. You've put in your dues. You're gonna start getting mental damage if you keep going.
Yeah. Wisco Nomad for $1.99. Can't wait for the middle finger pick on the T box.
Oh yeah, I might have to do that. That's it. Are we caught up?
We are caught up. Oh, there's one more from DJ Aftershock.
Read it. I don't see it.
He said from a wholesome DJ Aftershock, work 80 hours a week at Deloitte and grind it out to partner, bro. Dude, bro, it's totally worth it, bro. I'd be big balling out in Oak Brook. Yeah, maybe about 20 years ago I would have felt that way, but no.
So through the magic of the Facebooks, you want a story of Cappy when he was younger?
Sure.
Okay, so when I was younger, and pretty, there was this hot young lawyer gal, and this was before the whole, sexy female lawyer doing the cool things, like the Ally McBeal kind of was just that stereotype was just starting to happen. And I was like, okay, I'm a ballroom dancer. I'm in banking. I'm like, I was pretty good. This girl wouldn't give me the freaking time of day. Like, I mean, and I knew a friend that we had in common. I ran into this gal regularly at various social events. I not even like hit on. I would just be civil and polite, like, because you got to do the introductory, like, oh, hey, da da da. Like, this girl would not spit on me. And so now through the magic of Facebook, this girl made partner at a rather prestigious law firm. Chad, what do you think she looks like?
I'm going to guess that she has doubled in size.
She has increased 35-40% in size, not doubled, but she has gained the weight. But the body, aside from that, let's talk about the face. What word do you think would describe her face now?
I'll say weathered, haggard.
Haggard. You nailed it.
Yep.
Very haggard. And I'm like, whoa.
I do see this a lot with Facebook is really great for this. Like ones I went to undergrad with, business school that thought they were such hot shit. Like half of them are single moms now and they do not look good.
Yeah, I was like, okay. And Chad, do you think she's happily married with the guy? Or
she may be married, but not happily.
No, it's like, congratulations, sweetheart. You made partner. Good for you.
I don't get people who just I couldn't do that track.
All right, that's it. Later on tonight, what would it be? 7 p.m. Central Time, your channel?
Well, actually, you and I are doing one that's not live at 7.
Well, that's right. Then after that,
mine's going to be at 8:15 Central. Yeah, I'll set that up and I'll get that tweeted out and everything. So
right.
We're going to talk about Wesley Snipes and Beyonce's tax problems. You guys will
When will we talk about that?
Tonight.
Also known as
Soon.